Hello. Well, let's start with big question. So, kind of like what's the meaning and purpose of life? Well, that's a question that has been asked and answered throughout eternity. So, so what's the answer? I haven't really had anybody answer the question to my satisfaction. Um, so, so where would a person go to find this knowledge? Is it through religious scholars or um, different philosophies, mm, uh, different ways of rationally trying to configure reality, understand it, dissect it to where it makes sense to you? Are we really capable of understanding it on our own? If we're not, who is? So I've kind of come to the conclusion that no one else can figure it out for you. That you have to figure it out for yourself. And that we all know the answer. And it's just a matter of seeing the truth. And of course, the truth is a very elusive, ambiguous word. Anybody you mention the word the truth to, they all understand exactly what you mean in their own terms, which none of them can agree on, but they still believe it's the truth. But can the truth only be one thing? If it's one thing, then you think everybody would agree with the truth. But I can't think of anything that everybody agrees on. But in my definition of the truth, there is only one truth. And that's not the truth that I hear. It's the truth that I see through my prism of the truth. And how do you develop and create this prism that can reveal the true truth? That seems to be the starting point of understanding the meaning and purpose of life. With this prism, you would be able to unravel the purpose and meaning of life, the truth. Well, I had an experience back about, I'd say about 50 years ago, where I was kind of needing direction. I always thought of religion as kind of a direction to the truth or to the meaning and purpose that we're supposed to live by. And so I started thinking about where and who would I seek the information, the knowledge, to find what I should be doing in life. What is the reason that I have a life? Is there a reason that I have a life? If so, I would like to become it and be fulfilled for that. Well, I knew I couldn't get it from going to churches, and because different churches and different religions, it would take years to try to understand just what the purpose and meaning of life was. To be a Buddhist or a Hindu or Jewish religion, all the different religions, which one's right, which one's wrong, trying to follow somebody else's belief. So I kind of give up on that's not the direction to go to find the truth. So I tried to look at it very fundamentally, to break it down to its basic components. And the basic truth that I had was, well, I don't know if there's a God. Now that might turn everybody off. I said God, because everybody has their own conception of what God means, but the truth is, I don't know if there's a God or not. And I figured, well, if there was a God, you would think it would make himself or itself visible and kind of convince everybody that I'm God. But I don't think God could do that. If God came down to the earth and said, I have appeared to direct mankind, correct mankind, people would be skeptical. They'd say, well, how do we know you're God? Well, I can do magic tricks. I can do anything. I can turn wine into water. I can do anything. I can make you grow back to a baby, or I can bring the dead back to life. So does that make you God because you have the power to control our reality? Is that really convincing enough that you're God, or just somebody with extraordinary powers over us? And there's skepticism still. So it leaves the question that I think God could not convince people that he was God, so why bother coming down here and trying? I think God, with all his wisdom, knows that, so he don't. And that would kind of explain why we're kind of on our own. Well, the one thing that I do know, and trying to be the truth and honest, the most honest, truthful thing I can say is I don't believe in God. I don't disbelieve in God. So what does that mean? Well, that means that, to take it farther, I do believe that if God does exist, that God can hear me. If there is a God, He can hear me. So that's about as far as I can go. And if God don't like it, too bad, because that's the best I can do. And if there isn't a God, then there's nothing to hear you. But if there is a God, He can hear you. So that's kind of the yin and yang of possibilities. So now, I say, well, if there is a God, I believe you can hear me. And I don't know how to help myself, what to do, why I'm here, why am I here? And you're the only person that I know that can answer this question. I don't want you to do anything that I can't do for myself. I'm not asking for any special privileges. All I want is direction to be able to help myself and come to the road of understanding and fulfill the purpose, if there is one, that I was created for. And that's when my life changed. At that time, I got a message, but the message wasn't verbal. The message was transformative. At that time, I could see the truth. At that time, I experienced God. That's something that you can't change. That's something that you become. You have been transformed. I asked for direction, and the direction was truth. But not only do you get the word, you get the being of truth. And so you see the truth. And the truth instantly is not have anything to do with what you desire. The truth is the truth in itself and doesn't change with your particular likes and dislikes. So I would like to go farther on. This is a very revealing venture that I've been on for the last 30, 40 years of following the truth and accepting the ways of the truth. So, thanks for listening. If you've got anything to say in the comments, I would enjoy seeing them. Yeah, good or bad, I'm not going to delete nothing, because the truth is the truth, and you have to be able to absorb it. The truth is always the right thing, always beneficial, always positive. That's what life is discovering the truth. And it's very easy to say, and everybody knows it, but everybody has their own opinion of what it is. So thanks, and I'll see you